Yeah, man. Got to be rocking out every Wednesday to that.
Lightwalkers.
Straight up, man.
Those that walk in the light Wednesday night.
Don't forget it, my brethren.
Hey, wow. I hope it's been a great week for everybody. The start of this week.
Yeah,
I hope everybody working out the troubles and figuring out some things and, getting it right, Great week.
Yeah.
This is brought to you by Ancient Mystics All Natural Products, and School of the Ancient Mystics. You know how we do it. Join us. We got fat horticultural gardening programs going on this summer, and the Mystic Gardens got new additions happening outside, and we're growing good herbs this year. Yeah, we hope to have a bunch of young people over there with us this year, working with us and making sure things happen. You know what I'm saying? So we can get them empowered and employed and all the rest of that good stuff that they need.
Yes, sir.
This also brought to you by Green Party Social, which is Ancient Mystics Green Party. Coming up April 27th at the Marshall J. Gardner Center at 540 Lake Street in Gary, Indiana, and Miller Beach. Don't be sleep on this one.
Man, it's about to be a grind.
Don't be sleep on this one. This is Ancient Mystics. You know, when we do stuff, we do it. We practice herbal science and product development. We practice some sciences, music, and all kind of other things. You know, we're in 21st century, you know what I'm saying? Plus the old world all together. Old school, new school equals the true school.
All day long,
for all my light walkers out there. And, you know, we doing Green Party Social. We try to get people to join into the Green Party, to become part of us, you know. So this is about it's not political. This is about politics of the earth, not politics of man, politics of nature. You know what I'm saying? Bringing nature together, preserving nature, growing some food, raising some plants, you know what I'm saying? Planting some seeds, you know what I'm saying? Doing some things to bring our environment together. You know what I'm saying? We're as a whole in humanity. So that's why we got Green Party Social. And you craftsmen, artists, and different things, become a member of this. And this all you have to do is scan the cue card that you see on the internet, on our flyer, and it take you to all our information. Woo. So this is brought to you by that.
Green Life Expo and Conscious Market. Y'all make sure to forward out, man. It's going to be a grand endeavor.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a productive week, like you said, brother.
And this is Take Notes Productions, meaning you take some notes. We can't say everything on this platform or some of these other platforms we own. So we give you the information so that you take some notes, so that you do the knowledge for yourself. Knowledge is power. Never let nobody tell you nothing different. You see, that's why we do Lightwalkers. Lightwalkers for those that want the knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, it's funny, before we even get into the sun, somebody watches us, you know what I'm saying? And I was asked a question. Said, are y'all Christians? Because y'all say a lot of Christian stuff. That was a question. You know, they asked me that.
It's a common question out there.
Yeah, it's kind of offensive to me the way they did it. But they asked us, were we Christians? No, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I ain't none of that. None of the above at all. But am I here for the prophecy? Yes. Am I here for the prophecy? Yes. Am I here to proclaim the prophecy? Yes. So if you hear me quote things and do things like that, that's because I do information. Am I here for the prophecy? Yes. Am I here to disseminate the information? Yes. I don't only plant seeds in the ground, I plant seeds in the mind. So you do your own thing. So this is Take Notes Production. That was a question. I'm just answering it for that viewer that asked me that question. That's my answer.
Straight up.
So I ain't gonna hold us up, church.
Respect, man.
At all.
Yeah, man. You know what time it is.
Into the sun.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for joining us every Wednesday, man. You know we like to travel out into the solar, man, and take an in-depth look at this big old ball of life in the sky, in the celestial called the sun, or as we know it as the sun. You know what I mean? But we like to monitor the sun from the SDO and the LASCO C2 and C3 satellites, which give us different wavelength views of the sun, and we're able to see intricate features on there through different lenses that give us different spectrums of light, and becomes a grand way to get in tune with past events and be able to predict future events, especially here on Earth. As we've spoken in weeks past, you know, we're highly attached to the sun and the activity that occurs on it through these CMEs or these solar flares coming off. Whatever happens to be, man, it always has an effect on us and the planet in general. And in future lessons, we shall dive a little bit deeper, man. You know what I mean? So anyways, man, we're monitoring the sun right now from the SDO satellite. And we start to see a couple of sunspots on the sun right here, indicated by these brighter regions. You could actually see, you know, the activity on there is churning up, and you got a lot of explosions coming off. And there's not a lot of CMEs kicking up on the sun right now. There's a few sunspots and active regions, but no CMEs have came off relative in the past couple of weeks. So, but as we monitored a couple of weeks ago, man, we've seen a couple of big solar flares, X-class flares coming off. I think we're up to 25 X-class flares in solar cycle 25.
Solar cycle. 25.
Yeah, man.
You just stopped so I could do that. You know what I'm saying? You said that in pause so I could do that. You know, I don't care. I don't mind.
It's deep like that, man. I love it, man.
You know, I'm curious because I heard a lot of people say, no, that didn't happen. Do you think that those solar flares and those different eruptions in the sun knocked the phones and stuff wacky the other week?
Personally, I think not. I think it was like maybe even some government mess with it. Yeah, man. I think it was some type of mess going on, you know, with the powers that be, and they were kind of testing to see the reaction of people. If the grid goes down, how are people going to react? Kind of like when the virus started getting spread around. You know, they started to see how everybody's going to react so that they could, you know, issue a quote unquote cure. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something to think about. But you know, as we've spoken about in weeks past as well, the satellites are heavily affected by the solar radiation, these solar radiation storms.
Absolutely. It's a coin toss, ain't it?
To me, it is, brethren. We got to be mystical about it, man, because do we really know if this is the truth or not? So we always have to be skeptical and look at things from hindsight, man.
That's why we like walking.
Yeah, that's why we like walking, brethren. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So it's something deep, man. Y'all got to make sure you stay in tune with us because we'll be diving deep with the sun. And on April the 27th coming up here, I'm going to be doing this live and direct, man. So y'all going to get a very intimate view, be able to ask questions, you know, as we go throughout the presentation per se, you know, and it's going to be a grand thing. So y'all come with some questions loaded and come with your minds open. You know, we call it take notes production, man. So make sure you take them notes. So yeah, anyways, we don't have much activity going on the sun right now. We see some churning up from the east side, which would be like the back side of the sun right there. So hopefully in weeks to come, we'll see some more activity, be able to capture it live and direct. But nonetheless, not too much activity on the sun this week, hopefully in weeks to come. So we'll go ahead and jump over here to the GOES X-ray flux right now. And this is just monitoring the particular solar flares that come off of the sun. Not necessarily a CME, but a solar flare. You know what I mean? Two different things. What the difference is that a CME comes with a radiation storm, and we're able to monitor that in the Enlil Solar Wind or Solar Space Weather Prediction Center, and we'll dive into that next. But as we see on the graph here, we're seeing probably like a couple of small B-class flares coming off, nothing major, nothing that's going to disrupt the atmosphere, cause a lot of what they know as the auroras, you know, in the northern and southern latitudes at the poles. We're not going to see too much of those over the next few days. But like I said, in weeks to come, man, we see a lot of activity spinning up on the backside of the sun. So we have to keep our eyes open and see what happens in these next couple of days up to the week. So right now we're going to jump over here to the Enlil Space Weather Prediction Center. And this is just another satellite that orbits out there somewhere in between the Earth and sun. And we see on the chart right here, we see the red dot, which is symbolizing the LASCO C2, and the blue one down here, the LASCO C3 satellite. So we kind of see where their orbit is as opposed to where the Earth is orbiting. And we're going to go ahead and start up this feature here and go ahead and see if there's any activity coming out of the sun and interacting with Earth. So we see over here on the charts, we see the plasma density, which is like how large the storm is coming out. And we can see it monitored right here in a closer view. And we don't see much activity going up as far as spikes, you know, which would kind of correlate with the CME or coronal mass ejection. This is more so like solar flare activities. I mean, look at the sun as it spins, as these flares are just kind of like being enveloped with the solar wind, and they tail whip the Earth all the time, you know what I mean, and all the planets at that. We just happen to be a little bit closer, so we happen to deal with a stronger effect from these particular flares. So the bottom one right here measures the velocity or how fast the storm is coming off the sun. I think a couple of weeks ago we monitored the storm coming off the sun in like 1.5 million miles per hour. You know what I mean? That's a very quick storm. And if you know anything about looking up into the solars, we're seeing everything into the past because it takes so long for light to travel here to Earth. So the light that we're seeing from the sun or the heat that we're experiencing from the sun is 8 minutes into the past. So in a sense, we're looking at through like a time machine. You know what I mean? 8 minutes into the past. So if there was an event that happened on the sun, like a coronal mass ejection, maybe a large one that knocks out the grid and, you know, puts things down here on the planet, we won't necessarily experience it until 8 minutes after the eruption off of the sun. So something to keep in mind, you know, we're looking into the past, like Peter Tosh said, man of the past, living in the present, walking in the future, my brother. Yeah, man, serious thing. So Like I said, not too much activity happening on the sun this week, but nonetheless, we're monitoring some of the solar winds, and we see a little bit of interactivity with Earth here, monitored right here on the plasma density chart, just showing a little bit of interactivity with the ionosphere and the atmosphere above. So not too much going on, and we'll go ahead and jump off that. And we're going to jump over here to something called the Schumann resonance real quick. And I always find this curious because this kind of correlates with earthquakes and solar storms and a lot of man-made tunnel digging and explosions and stuff like that. The Schumann resonance is the way that we monitor Earth's vibration or Earth's frequency, which usually resonates at 7.83 hertz roughly in its natural state. But as we know, as technology has increased, we've seen the natural state of the Schumann resonance fluctuate some days up to 13 or 14 on the 13 or 14 hertz on the resonance scale. So it's pretty interesting to monitor that stuff. And we're being bombarded with this radiation and frequencies all the time. So if it's affecting the planet, another sentient being, what do we think it's doing to us as well? You know, it's undeniable. So relatively, we see no activity going on with the Schumann resonance. But right here on March the 10th, man, a couple of days ago, we see a huge spike, man, a big spike, even back here on the 9th. And it's tricky to say what these are coming from. You know what I mean? Because Earth's resonance is not supposed to be spiking out of control. And it's just off the charts right here, man. It's up to 40, 50 hertz right there, which is pretty large for, you know, the frequency that the Earth usually resonates at. So nonetheless, something to be curious about. And, you know, we'll monitor this in weeks to come and see if we can correlate this with particular CMEs or celestial events that's going on, or maybe even large earthquakes that happened right after a solar flare, which we monitored in the past before. So definitely keep your eyes and your minds open, your eyes to the sky and your minds wide open, man. Something serious. So we're going to jump off the sun right now, man. And we're going to jump over here to what we know as the Devil's Comet, which is going to be coming into not Earth's orbit, but it's going to be coming over the top of Earth's orbit, in between the sun and the Earth during the solar eclipse coming up here on April the 8th. So we want to be mindful of this because we're going to be able to see this Devil's Comet at the 11 o'clock position. If you're looking at the sun as a clock, 12 o'clock being straight up, imagine 11 o'clock on the sun. You're going to be able to see the Devil's Comet right there. And then at 1 o'clock position, on the sun, you're going to be able to see the planet Venus, which is going to be a very intriguing sight. And this comet is considered like a short period comet, and it comes around like every 71 years, 71.8 years or so. And so we won't see this particular comet for another 71 years. And it roughly correlates with the orbit of Halley's Comet as well. So whenever Halley's Comet is coming around, kind of expect this one to come into orbit as well. Not into orbit, but, you know, over the top of the Earth because of its particular orbit. And she's a sun diving comet as well, man. So, you know, eventually she's going to dive into the sun and her lifespan is going to run out, and that'll be history. But I find it interesting that all these planets and celestial correlations are going to be lining up for the solar eclipse coming up here on April the 8th. So get your telescopes out, get your high-powered lenses. Now. Straight up, man. We got to get some video footage in. And if y'all got any video footage and you want us to share it on the live here on the podcast,
send us some footage. We need everybody's footage.
That's right, man. What's the email, brethren? Ancient Nation 190?
190.
Ancient Nation 190 at Gmail. That's Ancient Nation 190 at gmail.com, man. Y'all make sure to send us your sky photos, man. Make sure to send us any type of videography you got going on with the weather or the seasons changing, the colors of the leaves, or any type of celestial phenomena going on. Send it to the email right there, man, and we'll analyze it and be able to share it live.
And if you got a good story and you got some footage that you didn't capture, with you in it, send it to us so we can bring you on the show.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about some of this. We want to improve the show. We're going to start bringing people in and bringing them on the show, especially if they got they did some light walking, they got information. Got to put it out.
Got to, man. Absolutely, man. So it's going to be a pretty interesting time coming up here in the next couple of months. And I think we also have, let's see, the equinox is going to start on March the 19th. It's universal time. It's going to start on March the 20th. But because of the way that we see the sunrise and the sunset, here on the planet, and it's kind of conformed by the atmosphere and such, we're going to see it on March the 19th. It's going to occur at, 11:06 Eastern time. And so that's going to be 10 o'clock our time on March the 19th. It'll rise.
10 o'clock a.m. p.m.
That's p.m. 10 o'clock p.m., 11 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. You know what I mean? So this is when the sun's going to rise due east, precisely east. And then it's going to set due west on this date as well. And a lot of us think that, we're always told that equinox means equal day, equal night. But the day is actually longer than the night when it comes to measuring, the rise of the sun and the set of the sun, because we only see the horizon, and that's just how we view it. That's not necessarily the astronomical way to track it, which is how the ancients did it. If we ever need to learn something, man, we need to stop being so involved in the technology we have nowadays. We need to look back to the ancient past and how they track things like that. You know what I mean? Because the way we measure time now, we get caught up in a paradox, man, and it's crazy. We become a slave to time in a sense, man. So yeah, something to be on the lookout for. March the 19th, we got the spring equinox coming up here, man, and the weather's feeling nice already, man. Hopefully we get some plants in the ground here in the next couple of months, and we're gonna grow some big things this year, man. Got over 300 plants started right now, so and more to come. Sure, between you and I, we want to get like 1,000 plants.
Man, that's a lot of work.
It is, man. We always overdo it, brethren, all the time.
I don't mind.
Likewise,
we're gonna keep on doing it till we do it right.
That's right, brethren. Yeah, man. So lastly, we're gonna look right here on March the 24th, coming up right after the equinox. We're gonna see Mercury at sunset, man. It's gonna rise way above the horizon, man. It's gonna be one of the brightest stars to come up at night, and it's actually a planet. So it's gonna be interesting to check that out. 19 degrees from the sun, nearly directly above it at the sunset. So imagine the sun setting and you see the planet Mercury rising right above that. These are things that all the ancients watch, man, and we never take time to give grace to that stuff, man, and check it out our own selves. You know what I mean? Because these have profound effects on the psyche, man. Little do we know. So yeah, man, y'all be on the lookout. We shall monitor some more sky spectacles or celestial phenomena coming up here in the months to come. But lastly, I want to kind of lead us off, man, as we go into our reasoning this evening time with a quote from Haile Selassie right here. A couple of them, man. Yeah, man. So one right here. These are about education. These are from a book called The Wise Mind of Haile Selassie I.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. It's a grand book, man. Love to travel with that, brethren. Yeah, man. So the first one here is: we must become bigger than we have been, more courageous, greater in spirit, larger in outlook. We must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our ultimate allegiance not to nations, but to our fellow men within the human community. Yeah, man. And then
read that again. Read that again.
We must become bigger than we have been, more courageous, greater in spirit, larger in outlook. We must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our ultimate allegiance not to nations, but to our fellow men within the human community. Rastafari, brethren. That was deep right there, man. Yeah, always a good piece to try with, man. And then I'm going to read one more, and we'll go ahead and jump on. So this one says, we must become bigger than we have been. That's the same one right there. Here we go right here. We all wish to live. We all seek a world in which men are freed of the burdens of ignorance, poverty, hunger, and disease. We shall all be hard-pressed to escape the deadly rain of nuclear fallout should catastrophe overtake us.
Rastafari.
Deep, my brethren. And I think that might be the last one I got for us, man, for this evening time.
That's a good way to end the sun.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
That's a good way to end it, because we must educate ourselves. Must become pure in spirit and for humanity. I know people be talking that crap, but real is real.
That's straight up.
And let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. We're always somebody keeping something 100, and we don't really keep it 100.
That's right. Everybody want to fake the funk, man. Yeah, you get exposed quick, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Tonight we call this ball of confusion. Because we in a ball of confusion, man. I'm talking about a ball of confusion. We got a lot of things on the horizon, a lot of distractions that's taking us away from actually what's really going on.
Yeah, man.
A lot of distractions. You see, a couple of things I've been seeing. Music is the soundtrack for America. Now, music is the soundtrack. Music is leading us to where America wants us to walk. It's serious news. This is serious. A couple of years ago, we had an opiate crisis in America. It's still going on. It just ain't publicized and pushed like it was in the modern day media because of the soundtrack and all of the artists that push the narcotics through the music.
Oh my brother.
Yeah, listen, man. A week or two ago, they had 21 Savage on Saturday Night Live singing the Red Rum song.
You see, these are the things I'm talking about, man. On national television, man, for the whole world to see. You know, everybody's tuning into these things.
On Saturday Night Live. 21 Savage singing the Red Rum song. Now, you know, Red Rum is murder spelled backwards.
That's right.
That's all it is. You see, and I listened to the song. I'm watching and listening to it. I had to go back and play it again and play the whole song and look at the video and what he's talking about. Wow, this is what they pushing. This is the soundtrack of America.
Even the youth and the old heads banging that stuff, man.
Because Kodak Black. I don't do no gossip, but I'm a rapologist, as they want to call it, recording artist pretendingologist. Now I'm a rapologist. And I watched Kodak Black do the song Gremlins and how he pushing the fake perks, the pills. How they steering the youth into this. The video's kind of demonic to me too. I say this is weird. You see, and then y'all say this hip hop. This ain't no hip hop. This shit hop. Ain't no hip hop now.
And ain't nobody speaking on that stuff, my brother.
Because if you speak out, you'll get cast into the lake. You see? This in the end time they told you. Y'all talk about that prophecy. They told you it's gonna happen to you. You see? Those that come to do this, we come to do this. That's why we Lightwalking. But they pushing this. You know, they pushing this. You know, even Future had one of them Perk songs.
Yeah, Percocet song, man.
And the Mollies.
Yeah, with the Mollies in there, man.
Do you know how many do you know the influence and how much narcotic was sold amongst and on younger people? Because that music is designed for younger people. Now, if you're over 30 and you listening to it and you ain't grown up, you still 17 as a man. 15, 16, 17. If you bumping any of that. Now, wait a minute. That Red Rum song had a nice beat, though. The beat was terrible. I'm talking about that beat. Beat nice, huh? What did they listen? I make beats and music, and that beat was nice. It's a lower frequency. It's at a low frequency, but it's a nice way you put it together. But I'm looking at it scientifically for the music, and I'm even examining that. Imagine a younger person that's not.
Yeah.
That's just listening to it, sucking up the tune. Sucking up the vibration of the music and the words. So the algorithm running through his mind. And he Red Rum, I'm Red Rum. We just Red Rum, we just Red Rum, we just Red Rum, we just Red Rum, we just Red Rum. That's all they saying. And he got a few lyrics in between it, but it's all shooting up, bang, bang, and whatever else they do in that clown.
Once again, the hypnosis.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
You chanting the mantra.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, brother.
AI, not no robot, not no cyborg. Nah. Artificial intelligence, your mind.
You can't deny that mess, man.
Now, when you look at the narcotics that's coming in, or the drugs, it seems like all of it's being pushed from the south out of Mexico. Like some new demons down there producing this poison.
Yeah, most
and
definitely.
its frequency at the same time is being promoted. And if you look at the presidential elections and all of the things that's going on, it's like, you know, especially the migrant crisis, especially that. You see? The younger generations have been stirred away from it. The older generations are looking at it, and they looking at how these people coming in and taking everything. They getting everything, man. And now they starting to commit crimes. Now they coming in, and I told somebody this a couple of years ago when I started seeing this coming at a rapid rate. I said, listen, man, they're going to come here, and these little guys, these criminals, man, they kick these. Just like the same thing what happened with England when America was created. There was criminals that came here. Come on now. That's history. That ain't on me make up nothing. They dumped their prisons over there. That's coming across the border. And not only is that coming across the border, but everything else is coming with it. people that go into Mexico from different other countries, and they come in across the border.
I want to chime in here, man, because this is very, very, it's going to be very important to tie into what you're talking about. So you're talking about everything is coming out of like Mexico right now, Mesoamerica, and everybody's having to pass through there, even from the migrants to the narcotics. You know what I mean? Now let's look at who controls these checkpoints coming through. It's the different cartels, right? Specifically, they call them Cartel Jalisco or NG.
It's new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, Cartel Jalisco,
new
man.
Stuff.
And a lot of these cartels, if anybody knows this, man. They practice what they call Santa Muerte. Okay,
yeah.
that's very popular, and at home it's a very spiritual practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people practice that down in Mexico, but you're pretty much making an offering to Saint Death, or the Grim Reaper, in a sense, for safe travels, or getting your narcotics through the border, or getting migrants past there. Even the migrants do that themselves. Now we're gonna dive a little bit deeper, since we know that that's the heart of it all, Santa Muerte. Yep. Okay, so there's an even deeper one, and it's a particular African spirituality that comes out of like Haiti, Louisiana.
You're jumping ahead of me, but go ahead and teach. Go ahead and teach. I got you on the end of it.
Got you. This one is called Palo Mayombe.
Mayombe, yep.
Palo Mayombe, and this one is where you have to do like sacrifices and such, man. And there was a couple cults back in Mexico, back in like the 70s and 80s, that were kidnapping Americans coming over for vacation.
That's happening right now. Those people ain't went nowhere. That has grown all over the world.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot of spiritual practices like that.
Yeah.
And it brings me into mind why they won't help Haiti.
Why? Because
there's a force in Haiti. There's a spirit there.
Mm-hmm.
And these people have been held down a long time. A lot of people say, like, oh, this crime is that. That's the oppression you see. But there's a spirit there. They break out of that.
They never touch on it.
And they never let that in America. Even during the Haiti's crisis a while ago in the 80s, they put them people on them boats and sent them back.
Yeah.
And sunk some of the boats.
Straight up, man. Killed a lot of folks, man.
They helped the Ukrainians and the Afghanistan.
They just gave them $300 million in weapons, plus probably another $100 million in money.
This is a spiritual warfare.
Yeah, man.
Now all of these migrants are coming over here, and they starting to do crime.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh man, they got New York on fire.
Yeah, man. It's lit up.
New York need Batman right about now.
Yeah,
it's a Gotham City. Yeah. New York need Batman right about now.
They talking about the National Guards about
they need Batman. They was, hey, I'm surprised the man went on the roof and threw the black man.
Oh, vigilante, man, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Come on. And you think that ain't happening in Chicago?
Oh, yeah, man.
You don't think that ain't happening in California?
Straight up.
Everywhere they put these people, this is forming. Now there's some new street gangs forming in America. The old street gang gonna be swallowed up. There's a new thing happening.
It is.
It's gonna swallow up everything. A new demonic seed. I'm telling y'all better pay attention to this. Y'all better watch what's going on. That's why we Lightwalkers. Like I said, we can't tell you everything, but we're going to give you enough information so that you can go and start researching and pay attention. That's why you got to learn how to grow you some food. You got to learn how to protect yourself. You got to learn how to seek some shelter. You got to learn how to do some things. You got to have some trades under your belt, some secrets. Now, money ain't going to be nothing in a minute. That paper money ain't going to be nothing in a minute. That's going to be blowing in the streets. And the paper's so rich, you can't even wipe your behind with it.
Hell no.
You see? That ain't going to be nothing. Now, these new organizations, these new gangs are coming in. And they doing crime. And they got New York on fire, man. And ain't nothing they can do about it. Yeah. They down there, they said they down there beating up the police and everything, man. They ain't even caring about it. Now, I'm going to ask this question. I'm asking this to all my Lightwalkers that watch us out there. And share this with other people, please do. Are we headed for a race war?
That was going to be my question next, because the way that you're laying out the format, it surely sounds like it, man, because it correlates with everything that we be seeing pumped through the media at this point in time. It's wicked like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, man, because, as we just read the quote from Haile Selassie, man, he's talking about we coming into a new race, right?
Yeah.
And we have to unify, man. It's the only way.
Now,
as you always say, get with your tribe, man.
Yeah, catch up with your kind.
Straight up.
You see now, because if you look at like in LA, it kind of been going for a minute and it's really escalating. Like down in Compton. Compton is 80% Hispanic or Mexican.
Wow.
I ain't gonna say Hispanic, that's something different.
So no.
Mexican, we're gonna talk Mexican.
Yeah, they come from
Mexico. You see?
Yeah.
Hispanic is some Spanish, Hispanic.
Yeah, some conquistador shit, man.
Yeah, they're European. We Europeans.
Straight up from Spain, man.
Okay? From Mexico, 80% used to be an all black community, African American, so-called African American, black, or whatever y'all want to call yourselves, community. Black community. And they got a tension, a war going on between the Mexican street gangs and the black gangs, as well as the black gangs and Mexican gangs fight each other at the same time in on allegiance. And if you know anything about the Black Hand, the Mexican Mafia, some years ago they got together and they told all the street gangs, come together and everybody ride that 13. You see?
Yeah.
And go and eliminate all that in Compton, run the blacks out of Compton. And then you got the MS-13s. And you talking about Venezuela?
Yeah, El Salvador, man.
Guatemala. Where they rule all that down there. That's a force.
Oh, man.
And that's here.
And they practice a lot of them same spiritualities as well.
Look at their symbol. Look at the MS-13 symbol. The devil horns. That's La Trucha. That's what you call it.
Yeah, Mara Salvatrucha.
Trucha. Yeah, that's it. I don't speak Spanish like that, but I know Trucha at the end. I know Trucha at the end of it.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
And this is here. Are we headed for a race war? Because you got white militias getting ready, military trained.
Yeah.
They're very vocal. See, they mixed all that with Donald Trump. I don't believe Trump all that.
I know, man. Likewise, Reggie.
I don't believe in all that. I ain't political at all. I guess everybody say, you ain't nothing there. You right.
Straight up.
But I ain't none of that. I don't subscribe to none of it. If you do my real view of it, I'd probably put me off there.
No politics.
You see, I don't do none of that. But I do know the history from where I've been and what I've seen and what I've lived. See, can't nobody ever take away from you what you lived.
True.
What you saw.
That's right.
What you heard. And I saw him do some things that wasn't racist to me. It looked like he was kind of hanging out with us for a minute. Wish he had some dreadlocks or something.
They say a lot of it stems from his father being a high-ranking Klansman.
But
we've all seen the picture,
But all of these groups have aligned themselves. That's what make it look like that. You see?
He come from a bloodline too. The drunks out of Bavaria, man.
So a war going on this planet. And y'all ask me, was I a Christian? No, I ain't no Christian. No. I'm trying to be Christ-like, though. I want to be anointed.
Straight up.
In nature and all the fine things and the power of that.
Yeah,
and be able to use that power. But you better pay attention to the prophecy. The prophecy. Especially all my brethren and sisters out there, the Rastafarians.
Yeah, man.
We here to testify to the Bible prophecy. And that prophecy is just not out the Bible. That prophecy is throughout all tribes in the world. We're here for that. And you're watching it play out in front of you. Mm-hmm. So you better get yourself right. Right is being able to do the right things for you and your family and your community. Sustaining life, sustainable life. That's why they call it that. First, you got to have a sustainable spirit because we're watching this go down. We're watching it.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm watching it. I know that. There ain't nobody else watching.
It's heavy out there. I feel the tension, man. Look at me. I'm a light-skinned brother, man. I go out there in the streets, man. I feel the tension out there, man, when I walk into the room. Man. My spirit's high, man, so ain't nothing going to break me like that. But I feel the tension, man, from the unconscious minds around there. You know what I mean?
It's because you're about to draw the line.
Straight up.
Look, I don't have no fear of that, but I get the energy when I go places. But my energy said, don't mess with me. My energy say, Rasta, Those that even don't,
Yeah.
that just know the conscious spirit. But there are a lot that don't deal with me.
Yes.
They don't do a vibe with me. They don't do no business with me. They frown at me. They woo, 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 because that ain't my kind.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are so quick to judge now. We got all these names for each other: Mexican, Black, African, this, that, and the other. But these are all borders, man. These are all make believe things, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for us to even be arguing over these things, man, we're not even getting to the root of the cause and even the solution at that. We're causing more tension amongst each other, man. Just because a brother is a dark skin or somebody's light skin doesn't make everybody.
Well, the great
wicked,
distraction does. The great distraction does. The soundtrack for America, the music does.
But everybody listen to it.
Listen, okay, let's watch
all different
this.
colors of people.
Let's watch this. The Black American image is all over the sound waves and eye view.
Right.
And the image of Black America is terrible.
They make it seem beautiful.
No. It's terrible.
Everybody making excuses for it, man.
But the world is watching. Everybody in America making excuses for it. Everybody impoverished is making excuses for it.
What about celebrity, man?
But the world is watching.
Yeah.
The whole world is watching. So you perceive like this. You're in the end of a cycle.
Yeah, man.
You at the time, the Black Americans look like we totally lost our minds. Our image is rejected. Our women are scandalized and over-sexualized.
The image of the harlot.
And it ain't no... It's sad because it's the women promoting it.
This is what I hear all the time. Why you got to criticize me every time I'm trying to be beautiful in my femininity?
Why you?
That's
and whose standards?
That's right.
And who created that?
What are the morals that surround this, man?
But you know where that came from? That came from the soundtrack. The soundtrack said it's brown and pink.
Yeah.
You see? And this is the soundtrack of America.
You never heard that coming up in your time?
No.
With the music?
Music said something different.
Wasn't nobody dressing like that?
But music said, oh yeah, there's some rappers like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man. There was a rapper named Choice out of California. She challenged on Too Short one time. She was vulgar. Okay, we can go back. Let's go back into the 70s music. There was what's her name with the nice lips? What's her name? I had to say it. What is her name? I'm thinking of good sister name. Very famous. My Lightwalkers out there. Y'all hear me? Y'all know who I'm talking about. She made the record. Millie Jackson.
Millie Jackson.
There was all kind of people. The music back then, the music was different. The time period of the music that had the spiritual rebellion in it came from 1966. I want to say around 66 till around 77, 78. This was a block of music that uplifted the Black community. The Curtis Mayfields and Impressions, moving on up. You see what I'm saying? The Isley Brothers, Fight the Power. You see? All the Isaac Hayes, Black Moses, and Shaft. And Shaft was a golden hero to the community. I was only talking about Shaft. You see what I'm saying? He's a hero to the community. The music. The music say, get on board the love train. You don't need no ticket to ride.
Man, brother.
All right. Then the music changed. It went super flyish. Disco.
Right.
Super flyish. A competition.
And the drugs started to come in.
Cocaine became the norm. Introduced to a musical genre.
Yeah.
Promoted. And then it spilled down into its lowest magic in the streets as crack by the 80s. Which had a musical genre to it. Which latched itself onto rap music. I didn't say hip-hop, because if you study hip-hop, the culture of hip-hop, a lot of people don't want to study it, because we got to know these things. This information go with everything we're talking about, because you got to know where we're going with it, so you can be able to deal with it different. The culture of hip-hop, when it was created in 1974 in the Bronx, New York, under the guise of Africa Bambaataa, in the almighty Zulu nation. Not Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa.
Yeah, man.
And the mighty Zulu almighty, at that time, the almighty Zulu nation. It was designed, and in its spirit that came from the design was peace, unity, and love. And it brought the street organizations together to create the Zulu nation. It brought peace, unity, and love. It brought a togetherness, a unified structure under them 4 elements. It gave a call to the DJ. The DJ was the cosmetic, was the first element of hip hop. That's the DJ. Sound, frequency. The second element was the B-boys, not the MCs. Now, some people will argue me and say the MC. No, the B-boys, because it was the break boys who did it on the break beat, who were in the street gangs. They used to dance like this. They had dancers. That's where breakdancing actually come from. And not up rocking, top rocking. They looked like fighting. This was a frequency. And this was anti-crack. The graffiti artist, he was the tagger. He was the one or she that wrote, because there were some girls, they don't talk about them.
Yeah, most definitely.
They was the ones that wrote the gang symbols. Now they were making burners and pieces. A tag was you tagging your name or your symbol. A burner was a whole big old piece of art they used to put on side of the train, a wall, everything. A piece was a certain piece you put in certain places. You even wore it on the back of your jacket. This was a spirit combating crack. Into the era changed by late 1980s, and we began to go into the fallen state. The prison industrial complex, the promotion of crack through the music, to where you get to right now the promotion of drugs, and it's no longer hip hop at all.
Oh man.
Okay, it's no longer hip hop because hip hop gathered the forces. Hip hop brought the religions together, the so-called faith systems. See, in hip hop, a Muslim and a Jew, a Muslim and a Hebrew, and a Christian can stand right next to each other. And when the MC says, everybody say, oh, everybody said it. A unified thing.
Yeah, man.
They even stopped the climbing of spirits on top of each other with groups. Groups build spirit like harmony.
Yep.
Just like a musical group with harmony. The Temptations was built in spirits, harmonies. Different sounds.
Absolutely.
They came together in a spiritual note to call it harmonizing. Hip hop was the same way when the original group started. The sequence, the synchronizing of it, like that.
Yeah, man. This all stems from the art of what they call harmonics, or the study of harmonics, man.
All right. Those harmonics are off now.
Big time.
And the music promotes murder. It says red rum, red rum, red rum. And this ain't the first song like that. This is just a song I'm going to deal with right now. But the man up a long time ago. No, the boy was just on Saturday Night Live a week or so ago singing this particular song.
I'm gonna give a quick live review of that song you're talking about.
Find it.
Yeah, man. Devora Tyson says, "Peace to the family. I went and I listened to that 21 Savage song. I don't overstand it or a Kanye Vulture song either. I don't listen to it because it's straight garbage and there could be no justification otherwise."
You're right. See, he light walking. He understand what a light walker is.
That's the sister right there.
Or she understands what a light. Sorry about that. You understand what a light walker is.
Yeah,
why
man.
we do this information.
Straight up.
Because this opens the door for the race war.
Wow.
See, the blacks are distracted through the underbelly of society. It is glorified. Like last week we said, Zero was the new hero.
Yeah, straight up.
So the blacks are distracted. And the underbelly is promoted. And the underbelly of society is the big distraction. Get money. We all gonna get some money. She twerking. Hey, she a boss. And while you watching, you're not paying attention to who coming across the borders, what they bringing, what's being put on your community. Why are all these guns in our community? Where are they coming from? Is the access of them that great? Military style weapons in our community. Where are they coming from? Somebody needs to say something. Nobody is trying to even say anything. And those that speak, they attack. But I tap them on the shoulder that they keep speaking, keep saying, keep alerting the people, keep walking in the light. Don't stop. This is the science. This is the task. This is the order. But hip hop had an element that, this is so funny. I'm gonna throw this in here. You know, I'm Lightwalker. Mm-hmm. I've been part of the Zulu Nation for almost 40-some years.
That's a
Lord Cassius D. All my Zulu brothers and sisters, my Malikas, kings, queens, and Akis, you know, peace. Reach you in them greeting words, peace. It's the fifth element. It's Cassius D. It's the Lord. We practice the fifth element. Knowledge, culture, and overstanding.
Straight up.
The master element. The master element. We were taught to put that element into the music, into the party, into the community, into life. When they attacked Africa Bambaataa, they not only attacked him, the tactic was to wipe out the concept. We can never revisit or relive the concept.
Yeah.
To shame it so it'd be wiped out. But you never wiped out the Zulus at all. You never wiped out Zulu Nation at all. Never wiped them out either. But the concept, to put a tart name on the concept. Dr. Malachi Z. York, the same thing. To tart the name of the Nubians. To tart it, to stink it, so that you'll become an unbeliever. So now no culture is being practiced. What brought hip hop into existence? A unified coalition of peace, unity, and love. And this existence brought the gangs together. Now what we suffering from now? We suffering from the gangs being let out the cage. We need to bring the spirit back in the cage, peace, unity, and love. We need to fight with everything we got to bring it back into the cage. In a market like today, where the internet is popular, and you don't have to go through these record companies and this, that, and the other, we got to surge the war. All my conscious artists, we got to surge in it. We got to come forward in it. We got to band together to do something for our young people, to create little things in the community. This is what original hip hop taught. And the concept of the great distraction with the drugs and the different, the mass media outlets now, the 5G technology, they're able to control the algorithm and the narrative of it. 50 years of hip hop, but you never played Planet Rock.
That's right.
Somebody take the bars and use them.
Watch out.
50 years of hip hop, but you never played Planet Rock.
Watch out, Reggie.
You never played Planet Rock. You never said in creation where it came from. Kool Herc is the father of the music. The concept of the two turntables together in America with playing now breakbeat music. He had a good old party that they labeled as the first party of hip hop. Yeah, I can agree with that. But it's Africa Bambaataa who brought the culture together through the sequence of the Bronx, New York, and the gangs. Who spread that science went all over the world. Even with us in Chicago in the 70s. While everybody talks Chicago hip hop, they really can't talk there because I'm here. So I silence a lot of it because you don't talk to street organizations. We never been gangs in Chicago. We're street organizations. You don't talk that, we ain't talking nothing. Now we in trouble. And we distracted. We're not watching what's coming in. And they coming. They forming new gangs in America, new cartels in America, new drugs, new type of crimes in the cyber worlds and different stuff like that. You're messing with, I like to call it crypto witches. That's a safe term. We said that first, y'all. Crypto witch. And these are the new gangs. The religion you was talking about, the spiritual practice, it's not a religion. Down in South America, what they practice.
Palo Mayombe.
What is the music to it?
I mean,
you never listened to the music to it.
No, I haven't, brother. But I'll tell you that a lot of musicians down in Mexico, they practice this form of spirituality and make like Mexican drill music or music for like the rappers, man. You know, Mexico has rappers like that. Not the ones that sing the corridos, you know, where they playing the
the real instruments, the soul of Mexico. I like to call it the sound of the soul. No, they playing some.
Yeah, brother.
El Canuno, shoot your kilo.
That shit's even down in Juarez, Mexico, man.
Yeah, oh man.
Right across the border from Texas, man. And now that stuff is kind of like infested in there in Brownsville, all the way up to Houston, man. You know? I'm sure El Paso is the same way.
Wow.
All of these border towns or migrant crossing points or drug smuggling points are infested with this kind of music and vibration and that spiritual practice as well. I mean, if down to the artist or even maybe down to the producers practicing this all the way up to the checkpoints or where the cartels are practicing this and the migrants are doing it, just think of the energy that's conjured from that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And how it started to bleed over into the States, you know? But that's a big thing. The migrant thing it seems like to be another big play on division, man.
Yeah, we ain't paying attention. Y'all better pay attention. You better pay attention. You gotta, you can't tune out of everybody say fake news. You gotta go through all the news until you figure out what's fake news. Because some fake news you think it's fake news be real.
We live in a time like that.
And I'm gonna say some more Christian stuff. I know y'all, you can't keep me always doing Christian stuff. The greatest thing of the devil was the trick of the devil was to convince you he didn't exist. My grandmother used to tell me stories about all of this, the time we living in right now, when I was 10 years old.
Straight up. A lot of people that I speak to from your generation, at least the spiritual ones, they talk about having a spiritual figure in their life speak that to them, man.
Yeah. And his greatest trick is to think he didn't exist. That demonics didn't exist. That evil didn't exist. So most people just going along with it. It's distractions. It's criminal right in front of your face. It's immoral right in front of your face. It's idolatry right in front of your face. You're watching it right on and you're cheering it on. You're watching it right on and you're cheering it on.
Absolutely, man.
You're clapping for it. You're hollering for it. You're defending it.
That's what gets me all the time, man. It's how they
be a Lightwalker doing that. That's walking down the stairs. We're walking up the stairs.
Straight up. We're playing with it, man.
Up the stairs, not down the stairs.
The spaceship go up, not down.
Not down. They say what goes up must come down. But guess what? When it come down with a light beam.
That's right.
And light up the whole ground.
You
see what I'm saying? We land the ship, they got lights around it. We don't come out in darkness.
Swing down, see sweet chariot sound, my brother.
And let me ride.
Watch out, brother.
Yeah. But, this conversation is a real conversation. That's why we put stuff in the ground. We're growing. We're learning how to survive in the wilderness. We're learning how to do different trades and different things. Because in a serious thing, we're going to have to deal with all of this. Yeah. We're going to have to deal with this. Are we headed for a race war?
Man.
This is something I want to leave on y'all brains tonight. The coming crises. It's getting thicker every day, but we're so distracted we can't see it. We We can't see it. I want y'all to start paying attention. Start getting yourself ready. Getting you a plan together. Get your mentors together. Be prepared, mind, body, and spirit. Teach others. Share this. This for information for us. Our kind. The Lightwalkers. Yo, y'all make sure y'all get up with us April 27th at the John G. Gardner
Marshall J. Gardner.
I'm saying it all the time. I got it wrong.
There's so many different flips to it.
Go ahead, you say it. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, man. Join us live, man, and direct from 1 to 8 p.m. on April the 27th at the Marshall J. Gardner Center for the Arts at 540 South Lake Street in Gary, Indiana, down in Miller Beach, man. Hey, man, Miller Beach is only going to grow larger when it comes to the arts as the years progress, man. So y'all make sure to come down and get a front row seat for this Green Life Expo and Conscious Market hosted by the Ancient Mystics, man. Me and Lord Cassius Lee finna hold it down. We got Carl going up there to do a little presentation on,
got a bunch of stuff
on the community. Yeah, man. Excuse me. I can't spill the beans. I got a bad habit of that. Yeah, man. Food catered by our brethren, Chef Aaron L. Man. You know what I mean. If y'all are in tune, be around, be on the lookout for some goodness and link up with them. If y'all in need for some wonderful chili, man. I know the seasons are starting to change over. My diet's about to change from chili to something different. You know what I mean? So but if y'all are around, link up with the brethren. And yeah, man, join us live and direct because it's about to be grand with many presentations. Me live doing the sun presentation, live and direct. We got different exhibits coming out there, different vendors. We got live music coming out. I don't know if we secured the band or not yet, but we got some type of
something. Something else for them. That grand show for them.
We got something in the works.
I got something in the works for them. I'm gonna close it out. I got something in the works for them. I got something real nice in the works for them. Make sure you get out there to the market and to the Green Life Expo, April 27th at the Marshall J. Gardner Center down in Gary, Indiana, down in Miller Beach, 540 Lake Street.
Yeah, man.
And before we load, let's take this fly off the screen.
Yeah, most definitely. One last thing I want to chime in about the flyer, man. Y'all could scan the QR code by going to Lord Cassius D Facebook page and look for the event posted on there, or even go to the event and register through the website link that's attached to the event.
Or go to the Ancient Mystic LLC.
That's right, my brethren.
And the Lightwalkers page. We forget all about that.
We got a little bit of everything, man. We posting these live
and
all over.
Instagram. Y'all make sure y'all tag us, hit us, scan the QR code. Take you. We're still looking for vendors and all of that.
Most definitely.
We're still looking for all of that. So we gathering right now, but we're in full promotions. We got beautiful things happening this year. And
if y'all need plants, make sure you come out because we got a lot of plants starting to be popping up pretty soon, man. Herbs, tomatoes, man, different fruits, vegetables, herbs. You know, hey man, come get your nice pots.
A lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I have a little soil for some of y'all to mix into your soil coming up too. So you know, we got some things planned, man. So stay tuned with us. This has been another Lightwalkers on Wednesday night live.
Straight up and down.
Lord Cassius D.
And your brethren Chris Lyon.
And until we see you again, keep walking in the light. Peace.